Unit 7, Lesson 8 homework. I love percentages, mostly because we are always going after, 100%. So for each of these, we're going to take the percent that they gave us and write it as a fraction and as a decimal. It's important that we know how to do this because it gives us another tool in our mathematical toolbox. So 42% would be written as 42 over 100. As a decimal, it'd be 4200. So it's a decimal point, 42. I can put a 0 in front of the decimal point as well. 71 is 71 over 100. As a decimal point, it'd be 0.71. 80% is 80 over 100. As a decimal point, it is 0.80. 8%. Tricky because this is 8 over 100, but I wouldn't write 0.8. That's totally different. This is 0.08. 8 hundredths. 88 is 88 over 100, and it's 0.88. 100%, 108, I'd write 108 over 100, and my decimal would be 1.08. Now, I'm going to graph these, and you'll see where I'm putting them on this number line. Each bold line is 10, so I'm counting them out and putting them where they need to be. So 108, I would count to 100% and add 8, and I would label it 1.08 or 108%. Now, when we're writing or even going from a percent to a fraction to a decimal, it's really good to keep in mind that all of these pretty much will always be how much out of 100 did you get. If it's over 100, that's great too. In fact, you could give yourself the party emoji. Wonderful. But when we're looking at 8% versus 80, there's a really big difference from writing 0.8 to 0.08. We covered a lot of that in Unit 1, and I believe Unit 3, if I'm remembering correctly. So we still have to keep in mind those rules. But take your time, you can do it, and you'll be able to do this confidently when you practice it, and even practicing it in class, going to percentages from certain numbers. So, if you had 4 out of 5, what would that percent be? Or if I had 76%, how would I write that as a decimal point? It's always good to think that. Sometimes I compare these to dollars. So if I had 71%, that's like saying 71 cents. It would be 0.71. Right? That's maybe my mind just kind of revolves around how I can tie this to either money or pie or pizza. So how much of this figure is shaded? There are 5 sections in this rectangle. So each section is worth 20%, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 2 sections are shaded, so total it'd be 40%. That's how much is shaded. Number 3. I'm going to make these even, so they have 4 triangles. Now, out of the 4, 3 of them are shaded. So each one is worth 25 because there's 4. So 75% of this is shaded. I'm going to count how many rows there are. So each row is worth 20%. That 4th row, I have half of it filled in, so it's worth 10. So I have 20, 40, 60, plus 10 is 70. There are 4 quadrants in number 5, so each of them would be worth 25. But that 3rd one is cut into 5 pieces, so each of those are worth 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can add up the 25 plus 25 plus 10 and get 60. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections for this one, so they're each worth 20%. But this one is cut into, has a triangle in it. Now I'm going to draw the related triangle that makes a rectangle, and the other side as well. So there's 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So this one has a total of 20, 40, 60, 80, 85% shaded. Number 7. Well, obvious, that's 100%. I definitely got that one right.